Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to check all users in Active Directory to see if they've got inherited permissions enabled. So on my lab server, you can, if I go to my downloads, this is where I put my script, and we'll just go to edit. This will open it up with PowerShell. I will put this script in the description. It's one I found on the internet. I've just tweaked it a little bit. So now I need to open up AD, and I'm going to show you where the fault is. If you've ever seen a user and they can inherit certain things, or you've delegated rights to a user in a department and they can change the password or edit any attributes of the user they need to, the normal cause is they haven't inherited all the permissions. So if you look here, we're missing the security tab. Just click cancel. Need to view Active Directory in advanced mode. So now if I go back in, if I look at, this is the person that's got delegated rights to change the passwords for the users in this OU. It works for this user, and I'll show you why. Go to security, and you can see delegated rights is there. If I look on advanced, it's because inherit is already enabled. So if we go to the user is not working for, go to security, you can see it's missing. Now there's one or two ways you can do this. You can go through each user, click enable, apply, OK. And then when we go back in, go to security, and you can see it's inherited the rights. Yeah. So if I just turn this back off a sec, so if I disable now and put it back to the way it was, this happens with cloned accounts. The account hasn't been set right, if it's got the wrong permissions, etc. So let's go back in and check that's been removed now. Yep, so you can see it's gone. So anybody with delegated rights now would not be able to reset a password for this user because inheritance isn't enabled. So the script I've got, here it is. First, you're going to need to change your search domain. So that's your search domain. You can either do it for an OU or the entire domain. And how you do this, you go into AD. If you wanted to do it just for this OU, you just right click, properties, attribute editor, go down until you see distinguished name, view. You would copy that out and put it in the script, but we want to do the whole domain, so it checks all users. So if I click on the root, properties, attribute editor, down to distinguished name, there it is, view, and we just want to copy that out. And if we go to our script and we just paste it in here, in between the brackets. Now, what it will do, it will go through, it'll find the user. If it's already set, it'll say this next to each name. If it finds one and it's not set, it will tell you it was not inheriting, but it will change it so it is. So all we got to do is run the script. So if I run it now, so there you go. So you can see he's now inheriting. There's one. So the administrator is set to not inherit. I would recommend removing that. The guest one was set. And the one we're looking for, where is it? Test user. So this is the one here that I showed you wasn't set, it's picked that up and it's put now inheriting. So if I close this, and if I go back to the users in question, let me just refresh. Okay, go to lab users. Let's see if it has fixed it. Go to security. And yep, you can see it's got the delegated rights there. With things like the administrator account, what you can do, if it's turned it on automatically, you can go in, you can go to security and see that it won't set, which is fine, it doesn't set. If we look at the guest one, just to make sure. Yep, that's great. Because what happens, if you've delegated rights for somebody to change a password in this OU, let's say for argument's sake, this user was a member of the domain admins group, you wouldn't want them to have the ability to do it. So that way, that's why you would then go through, after you've run the script, check who has domain admin rights, go to security, go to advanced, disable inheritance and remove, click apply, click OK, OK. And if we go back in now, there's no way anybody with delegated rights could change any aspect of that user. So if they was allowed to just reset passwords and this user had a domain admin account, they could reset the password for this account if inheritance was enabled, log in as that user, escalate their rights, and then you've got a problem on your hands. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.